Me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. Tonight is Tuesday. Our traditional show is on Wednesdays at 7:15, and we are here though tonight as a surprise because we had a schedule change in our usual routine, and it's kind of like Uranian these days, so we are listening to Universe for our show tonight live, being guided by Higher Knowing. We are on tonight at 7:15. All right, so it's live talk forum tonight with me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. We are here in our live studio with our associates and our great and faithful people who are in their hearts, because that's what we do. We be in our hearts. Jennifer and Rachel are here with us tonight, and it's time for our live talk forum. And that's what the show is about, or that's what that's the name of the show. And tonight we're going to be doing our show in place of our Wednesday show, so it's kind of like a surprise. It was a surprise last minute for us, so we're a little bit crazy because we had a different plan, and we've been working like 24/7, doing our thing with God and love. Oh, thank you for the sage, Jennifer. Thank you. Right now we're getting some sage on. Thank you all for coming. I see you guys coming on here. Hopefully many of you guys will see the post and get on here. If that's what's best, so be it, from love, right? For everybody and all of us. Okay, thank you guys for coming. And if you can make a donation, great. However you donate, through whatever money funds you can do, or through whatever way energetically that you are guided to by Higher Knowing and your heart, which is your heart, okay? Which is associated in all parts, to put it simply, your heart, right? Find in your heart your God connection, your love energy magic space that is you, your true authentic soul. Okay. That said, we're putting on our jewelry. Hi, Madeline. Thanks for coming. Madeline just came in the door. Putting on my jewelry, getting my shit together because we're a little crazy, right? My nose is running and I feel like the gates are opening, right? I feel that we didn't get enough sleep the last few nights and we're a little crazy with the energy. So thanks God for getting our shit together here tonight with all of us. And so we talked about the donation. You can donate on PayPal and Venmo. Thanks for coming tonight. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We're going to answer your questions. This show is about everything and anything metaphysical that you want to ask your questions about. Live Talk Forum is where you call in. You ask what you want to know from Universe, whether you call in, video call in, come here live in our studio audience. Find out about you, learn about love, learn about rules, ways things work in Earth world, anything and everything you can ask about the collective, what's going on in the world, why things are happening, why the toxic, why anything. That's what we do. We do high-end God or love energy, all right? And we do Earth world as well. We specialize in Earth world because we are here in Earth world, right? All right, so guys, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. And this said, we're going to start going with our program. I have a lot of cool stuff that I've discovered that's coming out from Universe with our healing destiny and the stuff that I've been working on to share with you tonight. We also include astrology in our work because it's all intertwined with everything and all the God formulas and all that is love energy that is God we work with. Okay, whether it's numerology, astrology, Chinese astrology, traditional astrology, Vedic astrology, any kind of gift tools, love energy magic, our reality, any kind of love, Christ energy, any kind and all kinds of love energy is what we work with of the highest form of love and solutions, or what would you call it? Already like established ways like astrology. Those are the things that we work with all the time, and we do this work on our show and we do this work in our lives. So that said, I'm going to ask Jennifer, is there any questions from last week? Like what's going on? Go ahead.
Yeah, Teresa Courtney Lloyd was wondering if Astro Theme is a good site for solar return charts.
Okay. Hi, Teresa Courtney Lloyd, if you're here. I hope you are, right? And Jennifer, I said you have a question from last week, and she wants to know, you want to know if, what is it, Astro
Theme?
If Astro Theme is a good site for solar return charts. I'm getting, it's not a bad site. A lot of times what happens is the nature of everything that is God is you find answers through all sites in astrology and through all ways that your soul, your heart, leads you to. So it doesn't feel like it's bad. I don't necessarily feel like it's the best one. Now that doesn't mean the best one could be for anybody, so to speak, but meaning the best one from love energy in the highest form, all right? But what it does come in is that it is the best one for you right now. There are other ones. just like we work with everything that is God, that is love, right? Love, energy, magic, through all the astrology sites and everything that is God. So all of them have something to share with you depending on what you ask universe for. The best site for you, the best astrology for you, the best answers for you, the best chart, the best gifts, tools, understanding, ways to see. So when you ask me, Teresa, what is this a good site? It is a good site, and it's the best one for you right now. All right, and what's best for you might not be good for Madeline out here, or might not be good for Rachel over here, or Susan out there. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to feel in your heart, really, truly, what is best for you. That said, this site feels okay. All right, and there are plenty of other sites. One of my favorite ones that's like my go-to site that I always do because I do my natal and my transit, or I do a transit chart, because your natal chart will come up on that, and then you can pull up your solar return with your transit chart for that. And what's the one we usually use that I go to all the time that does them, the really nice solar return chart that I like? Not solar return. Yeah, that one too. Solar return and transit chart. Yeah. What is it, Astro-Seek? Yeah. Okay, so it's Astro-Seek is the one that I go to all the time. You can use this one as well. And the other one is it the other one that was like white and does a circle and had a lot of other nice features.
Astro-Charts, I think.
Astro-Charts?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the other one, Astro-Charts. We go to a lot of these for a lot of different reasons, because some of them will have things like different placements or aspects in the astrology, Teresa, like they'll have your Ceres, your, Pallas Athena or Pallas Athene. They'll have your... what are some of the other ones, other placements that they have? Some of them will even have your stars, right? But you can also do astrology charts to find where different stars are, because there's massive amounts of stars out there that are in the sky that are with the planets and that affect everything as well, all right? So you can do star charts. Certain astrologers or astrologists will focus just on that. Some of them will focus on other aspects. Some of them specialize in all different things, really. Okay, so when you ask me, is that the best one, you can say that is the best one for you right now. And when you don't feel it, or if you want to try these other ones, by all means do, because it's infinite. I go to all the different sites with all the different wisdom, guided by higher knowing, okay? Guided by higher knowing. God, what do I need the answer for this for? Or the answer for that? Or where should I go to look for this? Show me where this is, and it'll pop up on my phone, or I'll know to go here, or I'll feel this one in my heart, and I'll look for that. Do you see? So... yes, this is the best one for you. Okay, so that said, we gave you all some really great information, guided by higher knowing, to find the astrology sites and people that are best for you, that you can connect with and work with and ask questions of, and work with highest knowing of God or love. You ask for the best ones for you and be specific with whatever you need. That's why we call it God astrology. Thanks God for this for me. Thanks love for this for me. And it will bring you to everything you need in your life. That's how it works, right? All right, so what are you doing over here?
Fucking around with Madeline.
All right, see, that's what I thought.
Very busy.
These people are crazy. These people are crazy, right?
Very busy.
So that said, you guys got some cool stuff to look into for you, for your charts. And there's lots of, like, massive amounts of different exploring in charts for you as well, right? There's your natal chart, your natal transit chart, which is something that happens in the now all the time, is your transit chart, okay? So that's how the stars, the whole collective, all that is love energy, that is God, is in the transit, and it affects this reality, and it is affecting you. It takes a look at how it's affecting you in your personal chart when you do a transit chart, right? So you have your natal chart, your traditional natal chart. Then you have, multiple other aspects that not all charts do. So you can find some on some sites, some on the others. You can look for specific things like a solar return, all right? So, and then you could do your subconscious soul chart. All right. Then you can also do your solar return chart for this year, your solar return chart for last year. You can see where they meet as well. You can do your progressed progressed astrology, you can do your progressed astrology chart, and you can do this for both of these, okay, meaning your natal and your subconscious chart. And then you can even move into past life charts, okay, and so it's really fascinating. It's infinite. You can do horary astrology, which is where you use astrology or work with astrology to ask questions. What is it that they call the partnership ones, where you put synastry? Okay, they do synastry charts where you can see if you and somebody else is compatible, whether it's friendships or let's say why you're not getting along. A few years ago, I had somebody who we had to let go of here in the shopping center, and my youngest daughter, Sophia, who's like an astrology fucking academic genius, like through the roof, incredible, amazing wisdom.
She's astrology heavy, right?
Yeah, my sister calls it the astrology heavy. She's totally the fucking astrology heavy. Anyways, so she did this chart. I said, what the fuck is with me and this girl, God? I'm like, what is going on here? So Sophia, that magic girl that she is, she pulled up my chart and her chart, and we took a look at it, and we could see she's going through a natal moon return, I'm going through a natal moon return, and we can see where these differences line up, and we can see what's going on with this person and what's going on with me, and it's really fascinating because all the answers are always right there, just like they are in your reality. And everything that is God, the answers are always right there. They're always in your astrology, in every single chart, right? So it's just fascinating stuff, including for your medical stuff, right? You can use it for your medical stuff. You can use charts for your career, for your subconscious stuff, to understand the habits and patterns and the things that are jacking with you or jacking you up in the energy, right? As well as what's the best energy to use for your destiny, like when you have Mercury retrograde. So there's so much that you can do with this stuff. So no one site or one chart really is going to be the best for you all the time. So it's multiple, just like God is infinite. So everything in our lives, right, is infinite, especially in these times. It's just fucking incredible stuff. Incredible times. Thank you.
Too much?
No, this is good. Jennifer's given us the sage here, so we're just totally clearing, which is great, because these times have been just crazy wild. That's why we're here tonight, and instead of tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's show, we're not going to be here, but we're going to be here tonight, right? And we will be, hopefully, as far as we know, returning next Wednesday evening at 7:15. Universe is guiding us. Different opportunities are coming in, so I want to make sure that we always do at least one show a week during this crazy times with you guys. And so at least through September, October, this is our plan, but things have been so wild that it's kind of like what I'm feeling like, because my Uranus, or my Aquarius, I should say, because Aquarius is in the in my natal chart, right, it's in my second house, but it's intercepted. And one of the things that came in today with this energy and us having to change our schedule is this, me being able to drop everything on a dime. That's Aquarius, fuck storms of suddenly this happens, suddenly that happens, suddenly you got to do this, suddenly you got to do that, right? So my second house is about being able to drop everything and change everything and move into everything. This intercepted house here in Aquarius, in the sign of Aquarius, this is one of those gifts that I have had to be able to, or have worked on, and that came in today, that I have unlocked, that I have to unlock to be able to move forward in my destiny with what I've chosen, my soul has chosen on a subconscious level and consciously to do here in this life, right? So that energy in itself is about, me going from Capricorn energy and planning every single thing in my life. I plan this, I plan that. That's what Capricorn does. It's about security. It's about making sure everything is coolest, the best. So you're secure. You have this. You have everything that you need. You make a plan. You know what the fuck is going on, and you check it 3 times. That's Capricorn Cancer energy. You know your shit, right? So me having Uranus in the second house, which is crazy, because Capricorn or Saturn, right? And Saturn is the original ruler of Aquarius, right? Where now it is Uranus, okay? So there are really 2 rulers, not 4, 2, okay? So there are 2 rulers of Aquarius, all right? So Capricorn is the original ruler, but in my second house, it is intercepted, and this is because I have to learn to let go and let God, right? In so many ways, especially in these times, right? So universe brings me here and says, change this. I got to do it, all right? And I can say, my schedule is this, God. My schedule is this, and it has to be this way. but then I miss all those opportunities. And that's why it's in my second house, my ability to bring in money, bring in abundance, bring in beautiful things, the things that I've asked God for, heal my heart, be in my heart for me, have abundance for me, my family, the people, everything that I love. Do you see? So this is fantastic wisdom for everybody that I'm sharing today in the astrology in my personal life, because it explains what's going on here in my schedule, why we changed this, guided by higher knowing. The schedule got somehow fucked up, and it now fucked up, you could say, in Earth world, like for traditional Capricorn. Oh, this is a schedule, this is how it's going to be, and we were planning on doing tomorrow night, right, for our 7:15 live talk forum, and then boom, right? We get 2 calls, 1 in the morning saying we got to change up the schedule. We change up the schedule, and then they say no, got to change it back. But it's all in alignment with highest knowing of God and universe. But that's what this Aquarius sign of Aquarius is intercepted in my second house. You can look up, for those of you who don't know what intercepted houses are, you can look them up in astrology. You can Google it. What is an intercepted house? What does this mean? It's just another form and aspect in somebody's chart that shows you where the challenges is. What's neat about it is, so it's a whole entire sign that gets into a house, that is in a house, and a lot of times only one sign is in a house, sometimes 2 usually, right, but sometimes there will be 3 signs in a house, right? All right. And there's exceptions, again, to every rule. But in the case of my second house, it starts at 29 degrees Capricorn. Then it is Aquarius intercepted, and then it goes into Pisces. And then, of course, it has the natural ruler of the second house, which is Taurus, right? I don't have any planets in my second house, but it also connects to my 8th house, which is Scorpio energy, which I have some planets, I was going to say some shit going on there, meaning planets and stuff going on there, which also interconnects. But for now, we're going to focus on talking about this Aquarius house, because this is what universe has guided me to share, part of what universe has guided me to share with you guys tonight. It's cool as shit, isn't it? It's fucking fascinating. So this, my intercepted house in Aquarius at this time, hardcore for me in my reality, in here in Earth world, is about me being able to drop everything with my people and adapt. So I have to say, Jennifer, can you do this? Rachel, can you do this? And they say, but I thought the plan was this. And I say, I know, but this is what has to happen now, or this is what we're being guided to have happen with the universe, and we got to go for it. We got to go for it. So that's what Uranus does. It brings fuck storms, both positive and unwell, or however you interpret them in the space of God or love that you are in. So in this particular case, this is about me being able, yes, to be healthy and in a well space of Capricorn, but also being able to balance, that's Libra, balance the energy of Uranus in my second house and all this crazy. That's why it's intercepted, because I have to figure out, how do I figure out what that means? What does this intercepted house mean for me? Because it has to be released. This is energy of me working on my soul, needing to release this, unlock this secret treasure chest of gifts and tools and magic, right? Of love energy that is God, which is in the astrology. It's fascinating, fascinating stuff, guys. Incredible stuff. So that said, if you guys have any questions about this, please put them up here, and my people Jennifer and Rachel will answer. And I hope that I explained that in the best way, and they're saying you did. And and if you have any questions, let me know. So that's why the schedule has changed. My plan is to have it 7:15 next week, and if anything changes with all that, we'll let you know. All right? And that's one of the things I'm guided to share with you. So we're doing our live on Atlantic tomorrow night instead of tonight, and guided by higher knowing, we're supposed to be doing that, so this is what we do, right? And then they said do tonight's show instead of it on Wednesday for you guys, our lives, right? Okay, that said, do we have any questions from last week, Jen? Do we have anything? No?
We finished up.
Anybody
with
come up? Okay. Anybody come up with questions for today? You guys got any questions for today?
Nikki.
All right, Nikki, what you got, girl? Thanks for coming.
Since this morning, I've had topical pain down the back of my left leg, around my ankle, the left half of my foot, middle toe / pinky. I haven't fallen or anything. What's going on with this, and how can I heal this?
All right. What I'm getting, Nikki, is too much going on in the garden, too much sitting and like crushing nerves, irritating nerves. So this is coming in as almost like, when you sit for too long or you bend for too long. So it's kind of like tweaked your nerves. we know that you have all these other things going on, and you're working on getting your health up to par. But when we're super sensitive in these spaces and we do too much physically in Earth world, this is the kind of stuff that will happen. I do feel it's nerve related. That's Uranus again. That's also Aquarius. But we are working on detoxing you, right? We've talked about this on our personal appointment times, right? So that's what comes in as the answer to this happening. This will change. And they're telling me to drink lots of water for pH, your pH water, like we've talked about, right? We got some of this here. We love this one. Our one that we love is this Kirkland brand. Where is this from? Costco. Yeah. Costco, yeah. This is one of the ones that's our super favorite. All right, but so alkaline water, okay, alkaline water, great for everybody. It will help you massively, as well as cleansing and helping your body to be less acidic, okay? And of course, depending on the person that you are, some people run more alkaline, some people run more acidic, but 73 to 78 people in this Earth world reality and Earth world consciousness are far too acidic, all right, across the board, because for the most part, people eat a lot of shit, and when I say shit, it's not literal. You knew that, but when I say shit, I mean stuff. That's not exactly healthy for you, right? Instead of having one piece of bread or a sandwich, once every couple of days or 2 or 3 days, instead they eat like 3 sandwiches all day long, and they don't eat enough fruits, and they don't eat enough vegetables, or they eat pasta every day, or they eat pasta, bread, and cake, and so this is what facilitates or helps to doesn't in its entirety, but it helps to facilitate being acidic. So, and this is for all you guys to know. So be aware of what you're doing in your diet, because your diet is a massive reflection of your health and how you feel. All right. And what's going on with you. Okay. Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Sophia just came in tonight. She's in our live audience too. Okay. So let me just see what else comes in for you, Nick, for today. All right, thanks God. What else comes in for Nikki with all this? Yeah, I do feel the nerves. I do feel like 5 to 7 days. You know what I'm talking about. Your cell salts, you know the ones we're talking about. I think they got the cover right here. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see. It's hard for me to see past all the writing on my phone. All right, so the 12-pack biochemic cell salts. We talk about those for our best wellness as tools toward that. It's homeopathic medicine, homeopathic tools, you could say. All right, so Nikki, you know about those. I know you have those, and I know you work with those. So what I'm going to tell you is what's coming in for you is 5, 6, 7, 5 minutes apart, 3 times a day. The doses that they tell you how to do. We've talked about that before. But that's what comes in for the nerve stuff with you, as well as number 8, 2 times, like in between that. Okay, so I think you got that. You do the dosage on the bottle of number 5, and then 5 minutes apart. Number 6, then 5 minutes apart. Then number 7, 5 minutes apart. 3 times, like morning, noon, and night, around meals, not when you're eating, at least an hour away, and then in between that, you do the number 8 and what it says on the bottle. You know how to do these, girl. We work together all the time, so you know what I'm talking about. So because those are what comes in for you personally right now. So this isn't necessarily for everybody. Remember, the cell salts, cool, really, really cool shit, right? They coincide with all the houses in astrology and all the planets. Cool as shit, right? The shit no one out here in the earth world tells us is incredible stuff. Thank God for God, right? All right. So that said, so those come in for you, and for those I get 3 to 5 days, Nikki. This should really clear up because it really isn't that bad. And let me just see. I dropped my ring here. Okay. So it really, meaning when I say that bad, meaning In other words, it's not going to be something that's going to take long term to heal. It's going to be pretty quick because it's just something that you kind of tweak yourself with, and you are on the path to healing with all your vitamins, minerals, and herbs like we've talked about in our health plans that you're doing. And that was one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight for everybody, how we're going to kind of blow the doors off the bullshit that they're teaching us in the medical world, because as you all know, we have all been sick, and I've been studying. God said to me like 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say it's about 3 years ago, they said, Lynn, you're going back to school. And I said, fuck no, I'm not going back to school. And they said, yes, you are. And I said, no, I'm not. But it wasn't this way that I was thinking of school in Earth World. It was God's school. And here I am now, 3 years later, massive studying through Earth World, living it, right? Living sickness, living what's going on in this world, working with God 24/7. Can't put it down. I can't put it down, So, right, some of that's my greatest gift, but it's also some of my greatest challenges, right? So that said, we are getting ready to share a massive amount of information, and some may come out tonight, about everything that we've been going through and what's really going on in the world when they tell you that you have autoimmune dis-ease and disorder. Now, we've touched on massive amounts of this in our medical intuitive shows, as well as all of our other shows, because we get information from God whenever it is in the divine plan of it coming in through us, and we share it with you guys. That's what we do. That's what we do with God all the time and for ourselves. That's how you live your life, your greatest life, if you so choose to live it from your heart and in alignment with love in the new world and in any way, shape, or form of world that you choose to be in. It's all about love. Everything is all about love. Okay, that said, so we're going to talk about those things, but Nikki, those are the stuff that comes in for you. Again, as you know, watch your diet. We talked a little bit about that, what you guys are eating, because that's going to make us inflame more. I do feel like and also rest. Try not to do the garden more than 2 to 3 hours in a day, and don't sit in the same fucking position, right? I used to ride to all over the country, as many of you know, in my car, and man, it's hard to get up and get out, and you can tweak your nerves, and I have some stuff running in me from that as well, right? Because we do the same thing, repetitive motion. So these are things that we have to be aware of, whether it's repetitive motion or repetitive not moving. Sitting in your car and then you get up and you're like, I can't get up. So these are things we got to be aware of, how we're treating our bodies, what we're doing consciously when we're moving around, when we're gardening. So make sure you limit yourself, Nick. If you need to, if 2 to 3 hours, I don't want you to sit in a position for 2 to 3 hours. I want you to take a break in between there. Move around. If you're working on something for an hour, make sure you get up and take a break and move around and do something different in a different position in a different way when you're gardening. And this is great wisdom for everybody here in Earth World, because we all tend to get in the zone and just do it. If you're anything like you're driven and you're intense and you're like, I'm going to get this done, and you love what you do, you get in that zone. And then especially if you're a fire sign like Nikki is with her passion, she's a Leo in her sun sign, so she's got a lot of that drive, and she gets in the zone with it, and she's all excited and she loves what she does, right? But she has to be aware and balance and take care of herself. So this is all for Nikki and for me too, because I do the same shit. I could sit on a chair for fucking hours and intellectually, or what I call soul think, or heart think, right? Or with universe, with my people, because that's what we do. We channel energy of love energy. But I could sit on a chair for hours and work with clients all day long, but I've got to make sure that I get up and take care of me. Okay? Take care of me. That's what we all need to be doing. And be aware of what's going on with us and our bodies, because we do not have our bodies. If we do not have our health, second house, health is wealth. Health is wealth. Taurus is all about your heart, your wealth in all different ways. Self-worth, self-wealth. And if you don't have a physical body in Earth World, you're in some kind of big trouble. Just in case you didn't know, right? gotta have your body, right? And you want to be in a healthy space, because when you're in pain or you're really sick and you're suffering, it sucks ass. Like last fall, especially, and the last several months as I've been going through these things, that the health crises I have with my family. One of the most difficult things is not just that I've had challenges, as many of you have seen me go through here on our shows, but like my youngest daughter was having seizures all fucking day long for like 3, 4, 5 days. The kid can't function. She can't have a life. She can't do anything, and neither can I, because I'm her mom and I got to take care of her. Not that I don't want to, right? But what a hard space that is to be in. And there's no fun there. There's no life there. There's no body there. There's no living. There's no dreams. you see my point? When the people we love and ourselves are sick, rough ass shit. Yeah. It makes you reevaluate what is really important and how to balance all these things out and be in your heart and change those things. Because that was rough ass shit, man. Oh, I'm still healing from it in multiple ways. Because it's really tough when your kid is sick and the people you love are sick. And I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. It's tough stuff. It's hard to go through that. It's very painful. It's super unwell. Anyways, this said, but it's part of our destiny so that we can be our greatest selves. And this is also all part of my schooling, all part of my learning, all part of my soul growth, all part of my journey, all of this. Really cool shit. Cool, you could say, but also very difficult. It isn't necessarily anything I would wish on anybody in my human space by a long shot, not even close. However, I trust universe. I give it to God. I say, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. Bring me everything I need. Help me to make my daughter well. Help my daughter to be well. Let her want to be well. Give us all the tools and gifts we need. Give me everything I need to get through this. And I give it to God. And I trust God. And I trust love. Right? So this, right? And in my Capricorn spaces, I'm thinking, I have to do this and this and this and this and this, and I can control this and this and this and this and this, and I have security here and here and here and here and here, and then I need to do this and I need to do this, and then universe is like, no, Lynn, no. And I'm like, okay, you know, but you get what I'm saying here, okay? If you don't have your health, you're in trouble. You don't have your greatest life. And this is what the whole collective is being taught. Right? Without your health, you got nothing. All right. That said, thanks, Nikki, for your question. If you have any other questions that go along with this, you can always PM me. Lots of learning for everybody about your cell salts and about all the things that we talked about. Guidance, wisdom for everybody with Nikki's questions. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you for sharing all your great stuff, all your wisdom. Jennifer, do we have anybody else?
We do. Kathy Warmick. She is telling us that she still has the C. She wants to know how long she will have this. She says she's getting tested again for the 3rd time next week, but she's feeling okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta stop laughing because this really isn't funny, okay? But this is the stuff that's going on in Earth World. And I laugh not from in a facetious way. It's because it's like crazy. I can't even believe the world. So, you know, you just can't. You just can't. And rightfully so. I mean, look at all this crazy. All right. So she's saying she still has this going on. And so she's wondering when it's going to go away. Well, if you wanted to, it goes away now. Thank you, God, for that for us. Let us be free of this in the consciousness of everything that has to do with this. That is all of this in Kathy. All energy that is all of this and in all of us, if we so choose and if Kathy so chooses. Thank you for changing all of this now, please. Clearing all of this out of her. All emotions and all energy that is connected to this. That is all of this in Kathy and in all of us. All right. Thank you for us connecting to it. Thank you for freeing us from it, healing it, processing it, clearing it, being free of it, and forever, and in place of this, putting the best way to be, the God's honest truth, the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and abundance from this place, from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Thank you, God, for these gifts in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is in the best way for us and all, or something better. Thank you, God, for this, for Kathy and all of us. So this will change those tides, you know, and if you keep on going and keep getting the same thing happening with your C question here, if this keeps on happening, I mean, it's just more proof in Earth World that this isn't the truth, and it just means that we may need to do more work on this metaphysically in other ways, because this is what we did. When we do this energy work, prayer, words, thoughts, emotions, create from your heart authentically. I do feel this is going to change now in the next 3 to 7 days. If it does not, you can PM me. You can come back here next week as well. But I do feel if it does not, this is about multiple different things. So I'm going to ask God that you let go of this, because you holding on to wanting this test to be clear so you can go on with whatever you're doing and being tied into the Earth World beliefs is part of issues, and that's part of all that we're clearing. Thank you, God, for that for us, as well as thanks God for us being free of buying into these beliefs, for us, stopping or for us in this particular case, creating all of this to happen through our buying into and believing these earth world beliefs and these earth world ways that isn't truth of God or love in the purest form. This is all vibrational stuff, and or energy that we all believe or not is what this comes down to. But the more you want this test to change here in earth world, the more the test will not change because you want it so badly. So let's ask God to be free of that. And also, let's ask God that no matter what happens, you're happy. As soon as we do all this work, then it changes everything. It changes everything. All right. Thank you, God, for that for us. Now, please, all these gifts and tools from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. So this is changing now. Give it a few days, and you pray on everything. In other words, ask love. Thanks, love, for this for me. Thanks, love, for that for me. Ask love for everything you want. You got to put it out there, people. When you want something and you need to change something, you put it out there. You do your work just like we did today. Clear yourself. Look at this. My phone is ringing in the middle. Who is this? Hello? Hello? Oh, shoot. My crazy phone is ringing. It could be somebody. They could have called in. However, I think we just accidentally hung up. What? You want to call them back? I'm going to send Rachel to call them back. All right. So you guys get my point. When you hold on to what it is that you want, it holds on to it and it won't let go. Do you see? You like your soul won't let it go. All right. So you hold on to these things, and that tells universe that you want this, right? You want this because you want it so badly to be free of this happening. So it's not going to happen because it creates more and more wanting. So that's a part of what's happening. Plus you buying into some of the fear from lifetimes or having those on a subconscious level, Kathy. These habits and patterns are running in you, and this is what causes this. And this is for all of us. If you buy into this, if you believe the propaganda, if you believe all these things and you somehow buy into it, or you're not even aware of it, but you find that things aren't working for you, that's your soul saying, hey, you're not really free of these beliefs or everything that needs to be addressed with this energy if it doesn't go down in the way that you ask God for it to, or it is out of alignment with your destiny. Okay, so there are multiple reasons too that this can happen, but it's all pretty much in all of this energy that we're talking about now. Okay, hi. Did you guys just call to come on in for the show? Oh, okay, terrific. You're just going to sit here and wait too?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for joining us. See that? People call in the shop to come in, and they're down here now too, though. So thanks for coming. All right, this is our live show, live talk forum with me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. Nice to meet you guys. What's your names?
Crystal. Tiffany.
Okay, so we do the show usually on Wednesday nights. There are no accidents. What did you just say? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, I said this is Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. How old?
He is 7 months.
Okay. And there's these two ladies back here. You got their names, right, everybody? We're live on Facebook. This is what we do when people call in and ask questions, and you can come in person. Like you guys just happen to stroll in, right? And so they ask questions, and this is what we're doing. We're answering questions. We help people understand how things truly work in Earth World from love. That's what we do. So if you're here, you can ask any questions with the show. It's on donation. In other words, you don't have to give. If you can, you do. Or you can give energetically by sharing with somebody what we do. It's what you feel in your heart. Make sense? Yeah. All right. So thank you, and thanks for coming. I'm glad you could join us tonight. See that, guys? We have some people in here tonight, some other new people. Great. So thanks for coming. All right, so that said, I'm going back to Kathy's question about the C word and why these beliefs happen in all of us. Everything is about what you believe, Kathy. So as soon as we release all that energy, this will change, and everything in God's time, or time of love energy universe, right? Because nothing happens without it being in God's time. So if it's all in alignment, then this too will change. And so we did the work, the energy work. If there's more to it, then we will do other things into the future. But I don't really feel like there will be. Let me just see what they're saying. No, I feel in 3 to 5 days you should be able to go in and have another test, and you should be able to totally in 7 days this will be gone. I feel like the whole process of all this may take up to 7 days, so after the 7th day you can go get another test, but it feels like 3 to 5. So if you want to be sure, go for the 7 and get the test on the 8th day. On the 8th day, what did they say? The world was created by the 8th day, or was finished by the 8th day, or something. Neat stuff, right? Neat stuff. All right. So too will this be created on the 8th day. Cool shit. Okay.
What I think is even cooler, Lynn, is just before you started telling her about the wanting, she had commented, "I just want my test results to be different." Yeah. You're so on. It's cray, man.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. You know. So it's about wanting. I do the same thing. We all do that. I want this, God. I want that rent money so bad, or I want this so bad. And when you don't let go of it, you create more wanting, right? So I always tell people all the time, guided by higher knowing, when you ask universe for something, right? Thanks God for this for me, and let me be happy no matter what happens, and that lets you release it. Do you see? Yeah. So that's for all of us. Okay. That said, does Kathy have any other questions about all this?
No.
Nope. Okay. So who's next?
Kinsey.
Kinsey, where you been, girl?
She is asking if this part of the year, meaning Cancer time, is always batshit crazy for everybody, or is it just her? And what's the meaning behind the craziness of this, astrologically speaking?
Okay. All right, God. What's the God's honest truth here? Right now, astrologically, Kinsey, we are in what you call basically an energetic fuck storm in these times, so to speak. So what does that mean? It means that there's a lot of astrological placements and things going on in the transits in astrology. All right? And what is happening is karmic return. Karmic return. So if you can't get, and as well as, all right, if you can't get your shit together, universe is going to help you get your shit together with your soul by what happens in your reality. Everybody understand that? Okay. All right. And I just want to warn you about my language, so you know. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to go, I'm not offended. You know. We usually. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Oh, she has a potty mouth too. I hear that. So I want you to know that if I offend you, you are welcome to leave, but you're more than welcome to stay. We usually use them as adjectives, but sometimes I do get hot, meaning wild with things, but all in a good way, right? Okay, that said, bring me back to what's going on in the world for Kinsey and her question. Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. In the collective, all this wild stuff is happening, and we have to be in our hearts. So this is about raising our vibration and raising the vibration of Earth World to being more in our hearts. This is how the light is going to really, truly win over the darkness. And so right now the world is divided, right, so to speak, with people who aren't truly in their hearts. There's a lot of stuff going on in multiple different ways. A lot of people believe different things, but this is such a big thing in these challenges with all this energy. We're going through astrological great transformation with all the planets. We've talked about this before. So Kinsey, this is, and for everybody, this is what's going on in the world. So this is about Saturn. This is about karmic return. This is about universal law. When I say karmic return, this is about your north and south nodes and stepping into your destiny. But you can't get to your destiny if your shit isn't clean. In other words, if you're got some kind of toxic that you don't want to let go of, just like my physical health when I talk about me being sick and how my emotions have accumulated metaphysically in my body because I have all this stuff that I've buried emotionally in me and it makes me physically sick, right? It's that kind of stuff that must be released for me to move forward in my reality here to live my greatest life in my dreams, because this is the stuff that is in my way that stops me from moving forward. This is some of that, right? We all have different battles, different things going on with us physically, mentally, spiritually, and in our reality and in all ways that our souls call in for us. That's what makes us uniquely different. So we're all going through our own unique fuck storms in these times so that we can heal ourselves, because we are damn determined to heal ourselves, to change this planet from this darkness that is happening, to bring the world together from light. But we cannot do it if we do not heal ourselves. So sometimes our souls will fluctuate, but they're always working on a subconscious level. Your subconscious soul runs the show, okay? Your subconscious soul calls the shots, whether you realize it or not. I hear baby. Hi, baby. How old is it Jordan?
He's 7 months.
Hi, Jordan. Hi. This is good for you, this energy. That's good for everybody. Okay. That said, so this is really what's happening, Kinsey. People hold on to their stuff, and when my soul holds on to its garbage, its toxic unwellness in here, it will come out in my physical pain. There are days when I've told you guys I can't move. I'm in tears. I'm like like my hand is all jacked up, kind of thing. And these are all the physical symptoms, because everything is really metaphysical, and it's my soul fighting within itself, saying, no, it's like I'm not doing that, and I'm like, yes you are, yes we are, so it's not without great suffering, because my subconscious soul runs the show, and it doesn't want to let go because it's too painful. I'm too afraid. I've lived like this for lifetimes, right? And so once again, in this lifetime, it's that emotional energy that I store in me, that it's so painful to deal with, that I don't want to feel it. And this is so much of what we're all going through, right? As well as everybody's toxic is coming out of them. You can't miss it. That's why the world is divided. The people who are in their hearts, doesn't matter what religion you are, what ethnicity you are, what your belief system is, in so many multiple different ways. If you are in your heart, you are here, right? And you can be transforming in the center into a higher heart vibration, as we all are. There's all different levels. And then there is lower vibrational stuff, which is all the fear, all the beliefs that are toxic and aren't truth of God or love authentically, right? We have all of that over here. Right? So these are all the energies that are on the planet right now, and it's crazy. And everybody is going through their own personal journey of challenges, releases, dealing with things both in Earth world, in our physical health, in our mental health, in our relationships, because these are the demons that are unique to us, just like we are all unique beings of God or love energy, right? So we all have our unique stuff. I have done this work for years, and I can tell, in lifetimes, and I can tell you that there is never any two cases that are exactly the same. There's multiple similars, but that's what makes us super unique, right? Super unique. Like there's a general consciousness for unwellness, and then there's all variations of crazy shit like that, right? We were just talking with Rachel today about this is crazy shit, right? To believe about being a tree in past lifetimes, and that's part of the reason that she can't talk in this reality. I know a lot of you are going to think you're fucking stupid, Lynn, right? Because you can't wrap your head around what that would be like, or that this could even be real because of the belief systems here in Earth world that you have, that you believe, right? Meanwhile, Rachel's crying her eyes out at lunchtime because I'm telling her she's a tree, or she's telling me she knows she was a tree, and we're talking all about her being a tree, me being a lion, and Jennifer being a unicorn in past lifetimes. And that energy manifests in us, and our soul utilizes this energy on a subconscious level. It's incredible stuff, right? Why? For our greatest healing. In this particular case, this is especially so with Rachel, because Rachel was a tree. She's long, she's tall, she's lean, she has really long arms, and she goes, and I look like a tree, right? And the thing about her being a tree is that Rachel has huge communication challenges. Huge. She has a hard time getting her words out of her mouth, getting her words out of her head, getting her words out, hearing, listening, communicating, right? She's massive Mercury. She's fucking Gemini. Crazy, right? You would say there's two Rachels. There's the Rachel that's the person here, and then there's the Rachel that's the tree, right? and somehow the tree just can't get its words out because it's not in tree form. She's in people form in this lifetime, right? She's in people form in this lifetime. Therefore, she's challenged, communicatively. She has a hard time communicating, and we've done other work on this, so this isn't the only thing, but this is massive, right? We carry these energies from lifetimes. So when people, like, I get a lot of people who tell me in my journey of working with different shamans and healers and homeopathic and metaphysical people from all my whole entire life, and they say to me, well, we don't believe in past life stuff, and we just think everything is emotional and it's in the now. Well, it is in the now, and it is emotional. Okay, great. Have a great day. All right, thank you. All right, so what happens is when we're in these emotional spaces, all right, let me just bring us back to this space. Thanks God for that for us. Just an energy interruption here for a minute. Thanks God for bringing us back. So Rachel, in her people space, can't assimilate this energy when she's not a tree. She's a human being. But we've worked on this with multiple different stuff. Do you see? We've worked on this with multiple different stuff for her. Okay, and with her, but this and these metaphysical people, right? They believe that this can't happen, that it's only emotional, and then crazy stuff like this doesn't happen. Well, I can tell you that's bullshit. We have been so many different things in so many different lifetimes. Why? Because you don't understand. That's why Earthworld is so magic. Because people do not understand what it's like in Earthworld. That's the magic of Earthworld until they what? Experience it. You don't have to experience everything and everything to get the lesson of what so many things are. You don't have to be every single thing. Your soul picks and chooses what it needs to be, to grow, to heal, to change, to learn in its journey, whatever it is. And it doesn't mean all of us have been a tree. It doesn't mean that. This is part of Rachel's stuff. As crazy as this sounds, Rachel's bawling her eyes out, right? She's explaining, we see it in her physical body that she's a tree. This is past life stuff. And all these healers are like, oh no, that couldn't be, right?
It's my last name too.
Yeah, and her last name is Sap. Rachel Sapp, right? Couldn't be more obvious. So how much more bullshit, right, could what I say be, right? When it's so proven here in Earthworld. And you know what's so funny is when I was younger, somebody gave me a book of trees, and I think it was by either Joyce Kilmer, but it was like an encyclopedia, and maybe it was all her poems or something. But I remember this book, and it was green and it was thick, and it was like an encyclopedia of trees from my childhood. Right? From my childhood. And it was about trees. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, there's a connection here to this for me. Everything in your reality is right there. All throughout your life, everything in your reality, the answers, the God's honest truth of everything is right there. The question is, can you be open and can you see it? But you know, by Rachel's actual, right, physical reactions to this, especially, that it is the God's honest truth. And she said to me at lunchtime, and she was in tears, she was like, oh my God, I know that's right. And I said, I know. This is going to help you communicate, because you can't communicate when you're a tree. You can't. Not when you're a tree, from a past lifetime, right? So she has all this stuff. And a tree can't communicate in the way that a person does. So really, it makes so much sense logically. And let me just see here. Like with all those shaman people, you can't miss this. They're totally off the mark. Everything that is God, that is love, is all energy. And the craziest shit happens with energy that can fuck us up, whether we've been a tree or we make some kind of curse or assessment, right? I had another gentleman from lifetimes ago in a past, in a past life, he says to me, he was in I think we might have talked about this, but he was in a robbery, and he got shot and killed, and he was in charge of, transporting tons and tons of money and being the person in charge, right? And it didn't go down in the way that he wanted. And when this happened, right, he was responsible for the money, and he lost all the money, and that particular lifetime ended in him dying. And he swore in that moment that he was never going to be responsible for money. He was never going to have any money, and he didn't want anything to do with money. And then In this lifetime, he has no money. He sucks and lives off of everybody else because of this, so, let's say, curse that he put on himself. But all this really is him saying in his soul, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again, through fear and the toxic of that whole experience. And then what happens? He moves on to his next life. He does, his metaphysical process to the next life, to the next life, to the next life. And every fucking life that he has after that is a less than life in some way, shape, or form, because he swore this he never wanted. And because the pain from this experience and the suffering was so great, and this is how he assessed it in the way of his soul. So then in future lifetimes, if he doesn't address that in the moment or in the future lifetimes, just like we did with Rachel in this tree lifetime, and Rachel has a really tough time communicating, saying what she truly feels. A lot of times she has to write what she feels, right, Red?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like she said, her last name is Sapp, for Pete's sake, right? Rachel Sapp, that's tree Sapp, right? So, but going back to this other gentleman here, in this lifetime, that's what he does. He takes and takes and takes and takes and takes, and he's seriously toxic with it because his soul is broken in this space. He's so afraid that he can't allow himself to have anything nice, to have money, right? But he has to somehow survive, so his soul assesses all these things, but this underlying energy is underneath the foundation of what's really going on in his reality in Earth world. And until you crack open that foundation and get rid of that shit, man, that's in your soul, it doesn't fucking go away. You're going to see Rachel's communication sprout and go wild, because this is massive healing for her, letting go of this past life stuff and these things in her reality right now from lifetimes. Same thing with that gentleman. He releases that, everything changes. But a lot of times, since we're really old souls, we get tons of stuff under the foundation, right? Under the stuff that we see in this reality. And you wonder, and you sit here and you go, why would they do that? Why would people do the things that they do? Well, how could that be? Well, there it is. And it's multiple and it's infinite. And the older the souls, the more stuff they got going on. And this is why past lifetimes are so important, because your soul is super magic and it taps into everything. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. So that is what's going on here. Hold on a minute.
Well, watch out, Mark. I know you're there watching.
Jennifer's trying to tell Mark some shit. Is he on the show?
Yeah, he's watching.
Hi, Mark. Next time you come to our lives at the ocean front, I want a Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Just putting that out there. That or a chocolate bar. Chocolate bar is a little more economical. Just putting that out there, Martin. All right, so you guys get what I'm saying about this energy and what we're talking about here, right? Rachel gets it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super important stuff. Okay, so what other things we got going on, questions and stuff?
The next question we have is from Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Ferris.
Oh, wait. Before we go there, I just want to say this was Kinsey, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, Kinsey, we got wildly getting all over the place. Let me bring us back here. I just want to say thanks, and I hope that helps you understand what's going on. These things are coming out of us in the past life energy and with all of this, okay? And we are all going through it, and it's so that we can raise the vibration of the planet, heal ourselves, and live our greatest destiny, and this is what's going to destroy the darkness. We are living in two different consciousnesses, all right, and in between that, and the people who cannot sustain this or do this work will be leaving the planet or changing in some way, shape, or form to, not necessarily the word is adhere, but to adjust, or you make adjustments or changes in you. So if you want to stay here, because it's all about free will, it's whatever you want to do, whoever it is with your beliefs. You don't have to believe anything, just like you don't have to believe anything we say here. You do what you feel in your heart, but it isn't necessarily Cancer energy or this Leo time coming in energy. This is really, that does play an influence, like because it's this time of the year, it may bring in some more family stuff, and we're around our families a lot more in the physical reality as well. in the summertime, vacationing, doing that kind of thing. So the time of year, the calendar time of year absolutely lends itself to all of this, okay? It absolutely definitely does lend itself to this fuck storm energies. But just like everything that happens in the world, it all works together. Some stuff is more powerful and prominent at certain times more than others, and it really is on a personal level as well as the collective, and it depends totally on what your soul calls in. Okay, so you're going through it, I'm going through it, the tree is going through it, the unicorn's going through it, we're all going through it. All right, so that said, thanks for letting me finish that up. Got a little crazier. Jennifer, what's the next question?
Crystal Ferrier.
Mm-hmm.
She said it was good to run into you guys at the oceanfront last night.
Hi, Crystal, we did see you. Sorry, I didn't remember you. I had to put it together for a minute there. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. She says she found out today that her surgery is going to be on the 27th. With all the energy going on, is this why my life has been upside down? And when I'm around crowds, I don't feel like myself. Is it other people's energy?
All right, that's multiple questions, Crystal. So we're going to hit one at a time. What's the first part of that question? Are you okay with that, Jen?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess it would be with all the energy going on, is this why my life has been upside down?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all going through it. Yes. Okay, what else?
She says when she's around crowds, she doesn't feel like herself. Is it other people's energy?
Yes. Yes, it is under other people's energy when you're around crowds and you don't feel like yourself. There is a lot of that, absolutely. And if you have a lot of water sign, you're like a sponge and you pick it up. Like if you have, like my daughter Madeline in her solar return chart right now has a Pisces rising, a Pisces moon, as well as in her natal chart, she's a Pisces moon on top of that, and then she's Capricorn, so she has a fuck ton of water energy. Especially with Pisces, it's all the emotion of the ocean. It's so funny, you were at the ocean, right? So Pisces just sucks up. It's like a giant sponge, and it feels everything. But so do all the water signs, and in different ways, all right? And it all depends on all the stuff that goes on in your chart or your soul, all right? Or your astrology. That said, yes, so much of that is all those energies. However, there is also a space of you and in all of us, if we are not comfortable in ourselves and have more self-love work to do or self-love work to do on us, right? What happens is we are not in the healthiest spaces to be around people. We have anxieties, social fears, we're not comfortable around people. So all of this is all part of learning this energy, acclimating this energy, learning about you, as well as clearing this stuff out that has any kind of fear. And this is all associated in that as well. So you could say, where am I not comfortable, around other people? Where do I get social anxiety? Like years ago, I used to get like hives if I went into a party or I felt like everybody was looking at me. I would never, ever, ever, I know this is hard for a lot of people to believe, but I wouldn't speak publicly ever. It was like, oh my God. And then when my ex found out that I was like speaking publicly years ago, right, he was like, you? And I'm like, yeah, me. But that's because I work with God. That's because I work with love. That's because I change everything that does not work for me. And I ask the universe for everything that I want. Thanks, God, for the best gifts of this, the best gifts of that, clearing my fears of this, changing that. So this is about me working on me. So the higher I vibrate, the less likely that will happen with all these energies and the less uncomfortable I will feel within that. But there's also things like earth world tools like sages and stones and sage sprays and jewelry and everything, that's out here in the world to help and assist us when we do have these challenges in earth world as we go through this journey in this process within ourselves, because this is all part of our healing, because the whole spiritual journey really is about self-love. All right. And the more comfortable you are in you and who you are and the God connection you have, and the more you work with love, the more you got your shit together, and the less of this stuff that will happen and the less uncomfortable you will be in any situation and with anybody. Do you see? Okay, so that's question number 2. All right, what do we got? What's the third one?
I don't really feel like there is a third one. She did say that her surgery is going to be on the 27th, and I was curious about the moon, so I looked it up. It's a waning crescent in the lunar phase on July 27th of 2022, and it's a Wednesday.
Okay.
So I just thought all that was interesting for you if you wanted to say. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like you have a good date. You do have a good date for your surgery. That feels really good astrologically with the moon phases, because you want to be aware of the moon phases, everybody, whenever you do surgery. Because like a full moon reflects that you will be engorged with fluid, and different ones, different moon phases mean different things, okay, in your physical body. So you want to be aware of that. You also want to be aware of what's going on in your 8th house and in the transit, right? So there's certain things that, and in your chart across the board. Overall, I feel like it's okay. It's a good time for you to do that. I feel like everything feels like it's going to go good. All right, so I'm just letting you know that. I can feel your fear about it. On a subconscious level. So just ask God to change it, clear it, heal it, and be free of it. And thank you, God, for that for us. And let us be happy no matter what happens in the universe. Jesus, take the wheel. Thank you, God, for that for us from love in the purest form, all of it. And thank you, God, for that for us. The best of everything we need. The best doctor, the best gifts, the best tools, the best moon phase, the best everything we need astrologically to make this the best surgery for you, if you so desire it, from love in the purest form, no matter what, and that you're happy with whatever happens with the outcome, the best of everything from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. So simple, right? So simple. And the reason we say it like this is because the universe always knows what's best for us better than we know for ourselves, right? Yeah. Incredible stuff, incredible stuff. And the more you get in the flow of love energy with God and the universe, the more amazing things continuously happen for you that are in alignment with that river of love energy. Things that I wouldn't even think of consciously or think of all of a sudden happen. And I'm like, wow, thanks God. Wow. And that's for all of us. So this feels really good. And let's clear your blocks that stop that from happening for you, Crystal. All these things that we've asked God for, the best outcome from the surgery, from love, and your physical health and in all your health and with everything. Thank you, God, for that for us. The best of everything you need, and for Crystal as well. And clear the blocks that stop that. And you are good to go, girl. And you're happy no matter what. And thank you, God, for that for us and for you. All right. Okay. What else we got?
She said thank you.
Super welcome, girl. All right.
We got Andrea next. She is asking if you can do a reading on her last name, Dorkowski. All she knows about it is that it came from her paternal family that immigrated from Poland to America, and that they changed their name before they immigrated.
Okay. Hi, Dee. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your donation, too. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who donates in any way that you donate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, just want to get that in there. And Dee...
She wanted to thank you for earlier, too.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Dee did one of the things I do for people, in case you guys don't know, I do medical intuitive kind of appointments. So if you have an emergency, and there's a lot of people there who don't trust the medical field anymore, and understandably so, they call me and they make an appointment with me, and we do emergency appointments, over the phone sometimes. And sometimes people will come in. And so Dee did one of those with me. She fell down the stairs and needed some guidance physically for what was happening with her. I hope she's okay with me sharing that. I don't think she would mind, because it's nothing too personal, I don't think. So Dee did a tele appointment kind of thing with me, but it's good for you guys to know that too, because a lot of times we don't want to go to these doctors and or we don't trust. But if you need to go, I will tell you for sure. But you also must make your own decisions from love energy or universe that are best for you, guided by higher knowing from your heart, because it's not me who makes these decisions for you. You can get guidance and wisdom for your health with me, through universe, through me, okay? However, you make the choices for you, and you make your own decisions, and I just need to make that clear that we are all responsible for the choices we make for ourselves. So if Susan tells me to jump off a bridge, I don't jump off the bridge if I don't feel like it's right for me, right? Yeah, I don't do it, right? But if Susan has some good advice or good wisdom and I feel that it's the best for me, then I do my research and I do it, or I look into it and I do it. But I'm always going to be talking to God from love to make sure that it is right for me and best for me, whether it's with any kind of thing having to do with my health or anything in my life, because I'm responsible for my decisions. Just like when I have one night stands and if I were to become pregnant, I made the choice to do that. That's my choice. So I need to be responsible for the choices that I make. Just like if I choose to park in a handicap parking lot, that's my business. If I park in that space because I want to run into a store or grab something really quick, that's my business. A lot of people might not like that. That's not their business. That's my business. And the cop gives me a $500 fine. That's my business. So I must take care of that. So do you see how this works? I'm responsible for me. Part of the biggest problem in the world is that everybody tries to make everybody else responsible, and then also tries to be responsible for everybody else, meaning they want to take care of everybody else. So it's a world that's a big ass fuck storm. However, Dee did a telehealth appointment with me basically today. So I want you guys to know that you can call me and do that, because I have a lot of clients who do, because they're scared. They don't trust the C, remember that C word? They don't trust the medical field. And when you hear what I'm going to say into the future on our shows, it's going to blow the doors off of everything that you believe. And so much of this really is already out there, right? But we're putting together all the pieces of the whole puzzle of God or love energy to explain to you that, for example, when you have autoimmune dis-ease like they tell you out here, that's not the truth of God. The truth is you have all these other layers of toxins and poisons like we've talked about in the past, sicknesses, bacterial infections, all this other shit that's going on in your body that they can't find through their science, right? Because while their science is good for many things, it is not the end-all be-all or anything remotely close to the infinity or the infinite of all that is God. It's not possible unless they get into their hearts and they get in that space. That's how it works. Yeah. So in the future, as we keep doing our shows, we're going to keep blowing the doors off of this more and more and more to let you know the God's honest truth about medicine. And there's good things in earth world medicine, meaning there is good things in all medicine, but it is up to you to work with God or universe to get the God's honest truth of all the answers, so you know what the fuck is really truly going on. Ask and you shall receive. Right? Thanks God for the God's honest truth. But what the hell is going on with my health, all of it, and the understanding of it, and everything I need to change it. See? Yeah. That's how you're going to get the best. And you ask for the best doctors, everything. That's how you're going to get the best of everything you need. Always. And it's not just necessarily in one way. Right? It's whatever your soul leads you to that is best for you at the vibration you are in. But you must know the truth. The God's honest truth, which is why all this transformation is happening in the world, to blow the doors off of everything so that you can live your greatest life and be well. Because autoimmune disease, there is no such thing, right? If your body is attacking things, right, is attacking itself, so to speak, it's got to be doing it's got to be doing that for a reason, right? What is it that it's attacking? Think about that. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense at all, right? Yep, but my doctor says, Lynn, you have connective tissue disorder and all this other shit going on, rheumatoid disorder, dis-ease. All that tells me is that my system is fucked up hardcore, right? And I'm unwell. And so how do I change this, God, to be my wellest well, right? What are the avenues I need to go through to get all these answers and make them happen now, please? Make me well now, please. Do you see? Yeah, because that's not the truth. And if I listen to the doctors in Earth World, I can say, well, maybe I have 5 years left to live. Maybe I have 10 years left to live, because the bears that they told me that I have going on in me, and too bad for me, because this is in my biologic body or my DNA, and this is just how it is. Fuck you. This isn't how it is. This is how it is. This is how it is. Right? But they're sitting here telling me that you have this. Now you need to go to a rheumatologist or an autoimmune specialist, and then we're going to put you on fucking prednisone and medicines for the rest of your life that are going to fuck you up even more in a different way. Maybe they'll help you for now with the Band-Aid for 5 minutes, but this is not the truth of God. The truth is your body is attacking shit of layers of infections and toxins that you're not even aware of. Your body is super designed by God. It knows exactly what the fuck it's doing. But here in the medical field, they're going to tell you that this is autoimmune disease, this is this type, this is that type. It just so happens they have like 5 fucking types. But if you look up mold sickness and you look up bacterial infections and co-infections with ticks, right? Not to mention food poisons, food shit, right? And chemicals out here, and you put everything on top of it. It's no wonder the doctors can't fucking help me $20,000 later. Think about this. It's incredible stuff. And it makes so much sense. Yeah. Crazy stuff. How could it be true, what they're saying over here? It can't be that all of a sudden, everybody in my house at the same time with all my pets becomes sick. You fucking kidding me? There's a problem here. God, what is it? We all have autoimmune disease that my one daughter gets at 17, my other one gets at 18, and I get at 54, and my sister gets at 44, and everybody else. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? But they don't hear anything I say. This is what you have, Miss MacDonald. Miss MacDonald, this is you. This is you. No, this isn't me, people. It isn't me. Sorry for you. I refuse to accept that that is my destiny. It does not mean that my body doesn't have a natural propensity for these weaknesses based on what happens in my soul with the metaphysical. Do you say? It does. It does. However, the more I work on me, the more I work on with universe, the more I work with love, the more I change all these things metaphysically in here. That's why I do all the clearing classes, all the clearings here, all the healings, all the work that I fucking do with the universe, because I'm maddened, because I want to be well. And I asked God a long time ago to get to the God's honest truth. What's the God's honest truth with my health? And all health, God. Show me. Show me. And so my whole learning experience of me going back to school, here it is. Here it is, right here in Earth World. Best schooling of all. You don't get God till you fucking live it. No shit. Not really. Right? People can read all those books, go to school for everything. Until you actually do it, you don't know shit about it. Not really. Not really. Okay, so that said, I went off over in all different directions, but I want to share this with you because these are the new things that we're going to be sharing with you in these times. Because what they're telling you about dis-ease is not the God's honest truth, right? And your body is self-designed to heal. You have to work on the metaphysical as well as the physical earth world. So we do vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathy, just like all the shit that I've learned. I work with astrology and I work with God. I work with love, first and foremost, with everything I do. Everything. Because that's where everything is. And until all of this out here does this, they can never get those answers or be in this space in the same way that, let's say, somebody like us can be when we do this work. Okay? All right. That said, we're going to move into the medical stuff. I just want to see what time it is with Rachel, and I want to answer these questions.
8:30.
All right. So 8:30 it is. So for Dee did a medical appointment with me today that you were talking about, and she just said thanks, and thank you, Dee. All right, that gave us a doorway into sharing all this stuff with you guys from Universe, because this is super important. So all of you guys, and when the doctor tells you you have autoimmune dis-ease or disorder, right, I got news for you. They're not going to find a lot of shit in your testing, and it's up to you to change that. You want to contact me? You've been sick long enough? You're fucking tired of it? You know how to do it. Right? Or you can do it yourself. I don't really give a fuck. My job is to get you to the truth, to help you be your wellest you, because that's what's important in life. The God's honest truth, being in your heart and helping each other. That is what it's important. Working with love energy is your best way to do that. Working with God. All right. Hi, Boo. You back?
Yep.
Everything good?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Even in the trees?
Yeah.
All right. So that said, going back to Dee, she was asking about her last name.
Yes.
Okay. Can she tell me her whole name, if you could, please?
Like middle name too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll let you know when she says it.
Dorkowski. Did she say it was Scandinavian?
Poland, I believe.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Scandinavian energy with that Dorkowski. Dorkowski. So, Dee, you're a very complex, a very old soul. Dorkowski, opening the door, right? The Kowski is like we open the door and there's all this stuff going on. Kowski. Whoa, lots of different stuff going on in there, right? So, Dorkowski. But you can also be opening the door to old world gifts, old world tools, old world enlightenment, old world magic, old world incredible, amazing, like ancestry of Vikings and being on ships. And so all this energy comes with this name, and it is your last name, which is it can be the end of your life, and meaning it could be your whole life if you make it that, depending on the spiritual journey and what you do in your life, if you're on that journey and how you utilize your energies and your life path, right?
Middle name is Marie.
Yeah. See, Andrea Marie. Marie is a very old world name. Marie is her middle name. Andrea Marie Dorkowski.
Mm-hmm.
Again, your last name is complex. It tells me you have a lot of shit going on there. So the door opens the door to all this stuff going on, but it comes with challenges, and it comes with incredible magic. You're a very, very, very old soul. You are Plutonian by nature, or Scorpionic by nature. You have this energy that washes over all that you are. And these are some of your greatest gifts, but they're also some of your greatest challenges, because we don't come in without all these lovely things, right? Some more so than others, and in different multiple ways. That said, the Andrea is a lovely old world name as well. So again, it tells me a very, very old soul. I also see Viking lifetimes. I see witch lifetimes. I see Scandinavian lifetimes. I see a lot of snow around you, a lot of warrior lifetimes. This all comes in with these old world names. I see queen and king energies. I also see Marie being, that queen energy. The fact that it's Marie, it doesn't come without Marie Antoinette, meaning not that you were her. It comes with the energy of Marie Antoinette. What does that mean? I think, what was the saying, Jennifer?
Let them eat cake.
Jennifer says, let them eat cake, right? It's very horrific. If you look her up, I believe is a very horrific queen or royal energy that she was. So you could look up that, and it will kind of open up these areas in your soul, Dee. It will open up these energies in your soul from past lifetimes by looking into Marie Antoinette, and looking into the queens that were Maries, into different lifetime aspects that were like this for you. It will tweak or open up those doorways, and also as well as releases for you in this. Okay, so that comes in for you. That's the middle of your life. Your first name is the beginning and who you came in as. Your next name is Marie. That is your middle name or middle of your life, and then your N is your ending name in your life. So, but there's no you can make it any way you want, because that's the nature of free will. But this is your identity, and who you came in here as is your name in this lifetime. This is why I call a lot of other people by different names, because I know them from different lifetimes. I keep sometimes I'll call Susan Barber all the time, or somebody else's name, same kind of thing, or Michael George, hey George, hey George, hey George, and my sister will be like, his name isn't George, and I'll be like, sorry.
Oh, my boy Ben.
Yeah, Ben. There's this guy that we both know from one of our jobs that we do, right? And his name is Ben, and I call him George all the fucking time. And I can't even stop for the life of me, right? So I know him from past lifetimes. He's funny as shit. He's got the hots for my sister. He does. Yeah. He has the hots for her. Anyways, so going back to you, Dee. Marie is the middle of your life. Dorkowski is the end, but you have the ability to open these doors, Dorkowski, to anything and everything in this life from the moment that you decide to. Just like when you met us, and you decided you were already on a spiritual path with everything that you've been through in your physical earth world and in your life up to that point, and then you call in through your amazing gifts in your soul and your heart, you call in new things for you, your new destiny, right? And you call, just like you call in us, right? There are no accidents, none. So let me just see. I'm just seeing if there's anything else for you. You called us in, and we call you in, right? It's a joint deal. It's a joint deal. Let me just see. All right. So that said, that's pretty much what I get for your reading for this. If you have more questions with this, let me know. Rachel, is there any more to what she's asking?
She was just asking about her name.
Yeah. And you can tap into all these lives, Dee. I know you do a lot of dream work. I know you're super gifted, super metaphysical, and you can do all that with this, okay? All right, girl. Thank you for coming on and sharing and all the cool stuff. All the cool stuff that you do and share with us, and thanks. And thank you to everybody. We're super grateful for everybody who's our people. And who is our people? People who are in our hearts. That's it. That's all you got to be, in your heart. Okay? All right.
Kinsey sent the donation.
Oh, God bless you, Kinsey. Thank you, girl. Thank you. And thank you, everybody. Again, I can't thank you enough. We're super grateful. And we're keeping it together in these times. And we're a team. The love team. The God team, right? Yeah, we're a team. So thank you. All right. So anybody else?
Sarah Sutra.
Sarah Sutra. Hi, girl. Good to see ya. Thanks for coming.
She says, just a little while ago I had something devastating jump in my lap. This is hard to accept. It deals with deception by those close to me. I need help with these energies. Can you pick up on anything? Thanks, Lynn.
All right. All right, Sarah Sutra. What's coming in, girl, is this is about cutting out those energies in in your life that no longer are healthy for you. And this is part of your challenges, just like we're all going through these different challenges. And this has happened because you open the doorway to help everybody, and not everybody is your friend. Not everybody gives a shit about you, including family members. So there's some challenging relationships here, and people and energies connected to you and the family stuff and everywhere in your life where this energy is coming from. Okay? So because you have such a good big heart, you want to help everybody. But here's that challenge is we can't just go giving energy to everybody all the time, because then we got nothing and people walk all over us. And some of the hardest people in our lives are the people that we love the most, our family members who are energy vampires, our closest friends. Sometimes, we think people are in our soul family, and that's not really the truth, or they're going through some challenges, and these are toxic times, so we have to remove ourselves from them. There was one time where my sister and me, I went on a spiritual path in the very beginning a while back, and my sister was with her husband, and I can't remember the whole dynamics of what happened, but we did something that didn't work, and she and me had a disagreement, and then we didn't talk for like 2 years. So, this is a long ass time, but sometimes these things happen in our lives where we need to be separate from people who are toxic. So me and my sister at the time were out of alignment with each other. We were just in different God spaces. And when this happens, we can't always be giving to other people or necessarily having the same old relationships that we have with those people. So these are the things that are happening with you right now, and many of us, we're having to let go of people that we really sometimes, for sure love and loved and want to keep on loving, but we have to change what we're doing from love for ourselves, because we cannot move into those heart spaces that are the healthiest and best for us for our greatest lives if we do not. So sometimes it means taking a break from these people. Sometimes it means getting away from them permanently. Sometimes it means that they're part of our family, but we have to have a different kind of relationship with them. Okay? So this is really truth of God and love with what's going on, and it's in multiple ways. And with these energies, it comes, let me just see, I'm just going to ask them, is there anything else in other ways to explain this for you? With these energies comes in some pretty toxic stuff, and I feel like this is what you have going on with you. So what I'm going to do is, if you are cool with this, when I say cool with this, what I mean is if your soul wants this energy and wants to grab onto this, just like with all the energy work that I do here, all the prayers that I say, and I say for us and everybody, it's always if they so desire it. Why? So that if you or anybody wants this energy, you can grab hold of it, and your soul will do that subconsciously or consciously. If you consciously work with God, it will do this for you. It will grab hold of that energy, and you'll be able to utilize it in the healthiest, best way. And if you don't, and you're not ready, then you won't, either consciously or subconsciously, because that's how it works. So when people say, well, when you do this shit, Lynn, you're imposing your will. No, I'm not. All right. This is about, you ask universe for guidance and assistance, whoever it is, right? This is the truth of God, and my will isn't imposed on you if you don't want it. You decide, whoever it is, if they want something or not. And this is to let everybody know, and the best way for you to keep that karma in balance is to say, if they so desire it, at the end of everything that you say, right? If they so desire it. This way, right? You're giving it to universe, and if they want that, they can grab hold of it. Just like, not unlike Jesus take the wheel, right? Jesus take the wheel is another form of something like that, where I'm saying, okay, God, I'm giving it to you. Take it. I'm trusting you, right? And so over here, if you want that, it's if you so desire it. So I'm going to do some energy work here with this, and this is for all of us with our toxic relationships and all this. Let's ask God to be free of all this, to release all this, to connect to all energy that is all this with Sarah Sutra and everything that we talked about. And all emotional energy that is all of this. Thank you, God, for us feeling it, healing it, processing it, releasing it, and being free of it. And in place of this, putting the best way to be from love in the purest form, in abundance in the purest form of love, in this reality, any reality, and all that is, and that which is that, the best way to be from that space. In place of all of this, for all of us now, please, from love in the purest form. Thank you for these gifts for us now, please, in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, if we also desire it for everybody here in Sarah Sutra as well. And thank you, God, for that for us. So this is going to start these energies changing, releasing, and you being free of all this. However, just be prepared when we ask God for big shit things. In other words, when we ask God for big things and to be free of things, it can come in infinite ways. And in the moment, sometimes we may be challenged with, how do I deal with this? Or, is this really what I thought I wanted, kind of thing. However, it is always, trust the universe, because it is always what is best for you. That's for all of us, because they know. Universe knows. Love energy knows. Okay, angels, when I say they, angels, your guides, your heart, your soul. Amazing, neat stuff. All right, so, good?
Good, she said thank you.
Hey, girl, you're super welcome. Super welcome. Thank you, too. Thank you, too. Thank you, everybody. I'm so stoked. All right. So what else do we got? How much more time? What's going on?
It's 8:45, and I think that was the last question.
All right. So, again, guys, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. If you have questions for next week, please do bring them, and we'll be here at 7:15 next Wednesday night. If you can donate however you need to donate, guided by your heart, please do. We'll see you next Wednesday night at 7:15 for our live talk forum. If you want to come in person, you can to our shopping center, Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. Okay? We are a full-service love energy healing and teaching center, and we deal with everything, both in earth world and love energy, that you can possibly think of. Just ask and you shall receive, right? Okay, so if you need services, we do our services over the phone as well as in person, and you can come here anytime. And thanks for coming. We'll see you next week. I'll let you know how the lives go, and we'll be live at the oceanfront tomorrow night doing our thing, so please do come. If you want to come see us in person, like Crystal did, that one person who was on here, one of our people, Crystal. Thanks for coming again, Crystal. Right? So you guys can come see us at the oceanfront. We'll be there tomorrow night from 7:15 to 11 p.m. And that, with our show, won't be this show. It'll be a variation of Metaphysical, right? Doing read-ins, talking to people, doing what we do, variation of that, right? Okay. Thank you all. Many blessings. I love you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Wednesday, 7:15.